Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. Brian, Mr. Smith, Kitchen. And I really need to find a new intro. That's just all there is to that. But we're getting there. Um, yeah, as far as intros go, once I get either a desktop computer or a laptop that I can upload my videos to edit them, that'll make it a lot easier. But anyhow, I digress. Today I thought we would do a really cool, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I really love crock pot dishes. They're usually quick, easy. You can slam them together. They cook all day. You can go get 1,000,001 things done, which I have to do today. Come back, finish them up real quick, and boom, dinner's ready. No fuss, no muss. Today is no exception. We're doing a crock pot dish. We are doing a chicken enchilada casserole in a slow cooker. I do have a video I did about a year ago on how to do a chicken enchilada casserole. This one, though, that one was done in the oven. This one's going to be done in the crock pot. The one in the oven's great too, but it doesn't take all day, and you kind of have to be there for it. This one, you don't. We're going to dump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients into a crock pot. Walk away from it for 6 to 8 hours, come back, dump like 4 more ingredients in it, let it cook for 30 minutes, and we're done. It's going to be simple. Yeah, so that's that as far as what we're going to do today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you stopped by. Hope you get something out of this video. Check out some of my other videos. We're all about food, all aspects of food, whether it be gardening, going to the grocery store, repairing your car so you can get to the grocery store. Everything relates to food. We're also about being a good neighbor. Taking care of one another. And we do that through food and the practice of food and growing things and giving food to people and, inviting people over just to hang out, relax, and eat food. Maybe have a drink or two. If you're returning, thank you. As always, we have lots of new subscribers again, and I hope that trend keeps going. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Awesome. Things seem to be growing, which is awesome. Every day of the week. Subscribe button right down below me. I know, but I lose my thought. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Work is hectic and not getting a lot of sleep until probably January. But anyhow, subscribe button is right below me. And if you'd be so kind, hit it. Right next to this notification bell. Let you know when my videos come out. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Love them. They do a couple things for us. They get us out in the algorithm for YouTube, and it helps to grow our neighborhood. And tells me kind of how I'm doing. You either like it, you don't like it, or you're trolling me and you don't like it. I don't care. Either way, it gets us out in the algorithm, and that's what's important. I want us to be able to share what we have. We also have a Facebook group, Mr. Smith's Kitchen on Facebook. You can check that out where I'll post recipes, my videos, my wife posts stuff. We have 96 members, I think, at the moment. And we just have a good time. So, hey, feel free to stop by. You don't need to answer any questions or anything. It's open to the public. Only thing I ask is you be respectful. Much like comments. Comments are great. I try to respond to all of them. Just be respectful. You can disagree. Just think before you type. So, that being said, let's get down to the counter and we'll start throwing this together. Like I said, I probably spent more time talking than it's going to take to actually put this together. So, hold on for me 1 second. We'll get down to the counter. All right, down to the counter. So we can get started cooking. As always, the recipe I'm using, I wrote down in my notebook. If we like it, we keep it the way it is. If we don't like it, we think we can modify it, we'll keep it and modify it. If we don't like it and can't modify it, we just get rid of it. It's easier that way. We can just tear it on out. So, first things we're going to need for this is a recipe, obviously. But first ingredient, chicken. Now, this recipe calls for 1.5 pounds of chicken, which is about 2 to 3 chicken breasts, depending on the size of the chicken breast. I am doubling my recipe. That way, I can feed our group. We got 6 people that eat dinner on a regular basis when I cook. So we want to ensure we have enough. So I pretty much doubled my recipe, and I've got 3 pounds of chicken in here. But I will give you the single recipe versus the double. So 1.5 pounds of chicken in the crock pot, right? Easy enough. Trim the fat off of it if you can. Next thing we're going to add to this is a can of red enchilada sauce. All right. And the recipe will call for a 15-ounce can. Once again, I'm doubling it, so I'm using the big economy can of your favorite enchilada sauce. If you make your own enchilada sauce, awesome. You can use it. If not, you're fine. Use what you can. Let me get that piece of chicken in there and coated. There we go. Good there. Then we are going to add a 4-ounce can of green chilies to that. And like I said, everything I'm doing, I'm doubling. So if you look at the can and go, Brian, that's bigger than 4 ounces. You're right, but for an average family of 4, 8 servings, that's what I'm giving you the recipe for. So we've got our 4 ounces of green chilies in there. Get those green chilies out. You're going to add 1 packet of taco seasoning. If you make your own, it's 1 1/4 ounces. We make our own blend here in the Smith household, Mr. Smith's kitchen. So I've got 1 1/4 ounces of taco seasoning. Throw that in there. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano. Mexican oregano makes everything that's Tex-Mex, Mexican, everything just tastes amazing. It's got so much flavor and it tastes nothing like regular oregano. But it is strong, so you don't need a lot. So it's up to you how much you put in. That's the beauty of cooking. You can adapt it to make it your own at any given time. And then the last ingredient we need to add is, and I'm only putting 1 can in, and this is the normal can, 1 15-ounce can of fire roasted tomatoes. We're going to put that in. So now that we've got all those ingredients in, I'm just going to give it a light stir across the top to try to get things down in there. You don't have to, but I want my spices to get worked down in there a little bit, or at least get wet. But we want to make sure the chicken is somewhat covered. I mean, it'll cover itself as it cooks. But there's where we stand with that. Now, literally, all we're going to do is, as soon as I find it, maybe someday, there it is. Put our lid on it, seal it shut. This was the greatest thing ever invented, these latches for your crock pots. I think that's great. Seals it in tight. You don't have to worry about anything leaking. You get better at cooking. And we will then turn this, sorry, didn't mean to whip you up there. All we're going to do now, we're going to turn this on, put it on low. And we're going to set it for 6 to 8 hours. So you can cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours. You can do it on high 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 5 hours. But like I said, there's a million things to do. This would be the time that you would make this when you get up in the morning, throw it all together, because that literally took 4.5 minutes. And that was with me talking. So if you're just dumping it together, 4 minutes. Boom, turn it on. You're off to work, you get home, you can finish it up, because the second half of this doesn't take any longer. It's like 3 more ingredients. So, that being said, I'm going to let this cook, and when I come back, we'll add the remaining ingredients and let it cook a little longer and eat. So, I'll see you here in just one moment. Okay, so we've been cooking about 7 hours and change. Yeah, about 7 hours and 10 minutes. And we'll get the lid off of it. Now, one thing I did off camera about halfway through, and this was completely like an optional thing, I just threw them in because it sounded good, was I put some onions in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take 2 forks, right? And we're just going to, you'll know it's done if the chicken starts falling apart like this right here. You guys can see it, but it doesn't, yeah, you can see it. It's not really holding together very well. It's just kind of falling apart. That's what we're looking for. And we're just going to split this chicken up. You could also take it out of the pan and do it, but I'm not going to. So let me get this all shredded real quick, and then we'll put the talk about the last 3 ingredients and put them in and what to do after that. So we got everything shredded up, just like such. Now, we just got to add the last 3 ingredients. Yeah, it's kind of nice, only 3 ingredients. But look at it, look how that nice and thick and shredded and looking good. Well, we got like one big chunk there. But that's all right. You'll find them as you go, and they'll just fall apart, especially now that you've shredded most of it. So, our last 3 ingredients are as follows. I took 6 corn tortilla shells, and if you have like some old tortilla shells that you didn't know what you were going to do with before you threw them away, right here's your solution. Because what this is going to do is soak up some of this juice and just get all amazing. So we'll get those put in there. Get those in. Get that stirred in. Oh, I forgot an ingredient. There's actually 4 ingredients left. Get that put in there. Stir. So I know that looks like a lot of tortillas, but my corn tortillas were old, so they're falling apart, which is okay. They're going to fall apart in here anyhow. Then we're going to add a half a cup of cheese. I've got a whole cup here because you're going to need a whole cup, but half of it goes in it, half of it goes on it. Yeah, or if you want more, great. If you don't, that's fine too. And then we're going to add a can of black beans, and they're drained. If there's another bean you prefer, you can use another bean. I mean, we don't hate black beans, but you know, they're not the biggest thing. But these are drained. You know, it's just the bean, not the juice, nothing else. And I thought it looked like it should be in this dish. So, and I like black beans personally. Get that in there, and then give me 1 second, and I will go get the last ingredient, which is a cup of frozen corn. Be right back. Okay, so I got my corn, frozen corn, and it calls for 1 cup of frozen corn. So I'm gonna put half a cup. I'm using a half cup measuring cup, so don't judge me. It's really only 1 cup. Get that in there. Set that to the side. We'll get that stirred in. I tell you, this smells amazing. The whole house has smelled great all day. And we got a fair amount accomplished today. We got the front flower bed cleaned up. Got all the flowers and plants that are ready to be trimmed back. Got the soil tended to a little bit, and planted. We bought some mums. I got Chris mums for part of our anniversary when I went and picked up the stuff to do applesauce. And now that trick or treat's over and we're on our way to Thanksgiving, we plant the mum plants that we usually get, and we planted those. And I went out and marked the areas for the posts that are going to go out for the fence around the garden. And I still got to clean the garage up though. But anyhow, I digress. Last thing we need to do, take that other half a cup of cheese. We're going to put it over the top of this. And here's where I tell you that I don't personally feel that's enough cheese. So I'm going to grab some more cheese. And normally I don't use pre-shredded cheese. Not a fan of it. And I've said why in a few videos. I won't go on that tangent today. But, I mean, every once in a while you have to do what you got to do. I wanted a Mexican blend of cheese. They don't make a block of it. And I didn't really feel like buying 5 blocks of cheese to get the added effect. So I just bought some Mexican blend cheese. And now, here comes the hard part. We got to wait even longer. So, we're going to put the lid back on this. We're going to let it cook on warm, or on low, just like we have been for the last 6.5 hours, 7 hours. And that way the cheese will melt. We'll still be in good shape. Still on low. Excellent. But now we're just looking for the cheese to melt, the corn to warm up. You know, everything we put in there to warm up, melt, and get nice and bubbly. It's about 20-30 minutes. I'm going to let it go about 30 though. And when I come back, we'll pop the lid off of it, take a look at it, and give it a try. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so we let this go for about 20-25 minutes. And the cheese is nicely melted. We're looking good, I think. Put that in the sink. And then I'm going to grab something to put it on our little plate with. And then we're going to talk about the things you can put on top of it, sides you can do. Oh, this looks amazing. Look at that beauty right there. Oh, you couldn't ask for anything better. That cheese is so ooey gooey. I'm loving it. Oh. Bring the cheese up to me. But there we are. I think that looks amazing. Hands down. So, let me get that all on the plate here real quick. And we'll get this moved out of the way. Turn it off. Put the lid back on it. Safety first. That way we don't have any real problems. And yeah, get that on the plate. There we go. Oh, that juice is delightful as with it. The sauce, absolutely delightful. All right, so let's talk about some things we can add to this. Sour cream, salsa, tomatoes, black olives, hot sauce, lettuce. Put it on the side, put it on top of it, however you want to do it. Things you can have on the side tonight, we're just going to have rice, a nice Mexican rice. I mean, if you want this recipe, because this is homemade Mexican rice, I actually did a video on this a while back, and I'll put a link down in the description below. And then we're just going to do some chips on the side to go with it. You know, and that's it. You know, but you could also do refried beans, you could do a corn salad. There's like 1,000,001 things you can do with this. So I am going to just simply add a few diced tomatoes. And may I tell you, this looks fantastic. It smells delightful. I'm loving it. Add a couple black olives on there because we can. And as soon as I find a spoon for the rice, a little rice on the side to go with it. Maybe let's do a little lettuce. Why not? You know, shredded, store-bought, or otherwise. That looks fantastic. And there, guys, is tonight's dinner. I think it looks great. It smells wonderful. I've heard nothing but complaints about how good the house smells most of the day today. Believe it or not, my nose is just not where it needs to be at the moment, and I can't really smell much of anything. Although it's not plugged, which is really kind of weird. And you guys are crooked. Let me straighten you up. Sorry, I hope you haven't been crooked the whole time. And let me grab a fork real quick. And we're going to give this bad boy a shot, because why not? Man, it just looks amazing. Almost like something you get at a restaurant. Oh yeah. That, my friends, is outstanding. It tastes just like a chicken enchilada. I mean, hands down. And the tortillas soaked up the juices from the chicken and the enchilada sauce, and you can taste those fire roasted tomatoes, which you could do your own roasted tomatoes. They wouldn't be hard. All you'd have to do is take maybe 4 Roma tomatoes, cut them in half, put them on a skillet with a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil, and fry them. You know, get them so they got a nice char in spots, and then cut them up. Boom, fire roasted tomatoes. Done. Do them yourself. A lot of the stuff I bought at the store, just so I can show you, this is quick and easy, hands down. Matter of fact, the only thing that is from my pantry that I made is the salsa. We make our own salsa. It's the best salsa in the entire world, in my opinion. I have a video for that too. I can leave you a link on that, and it's a newer video. It's in the canning section of the playlist. So, try this. Or you may have a recipe, a slow cooker recipe for this that you make all the time, and you may want to share, or at least tell us what you do, or what was similar, what was different. Either way, I mean, you can leave that in the comments. You can jump on the group page, join the group, tell us, all about the cool things that you make, and we'll be like, ooh, ah, because that's what we do. And I'm sure they really will be ooh, ah worthy. But if you try this, let me know, because it is amazingly good. So tomorrow, we are going to do hand pies. You probably know them as Pop-Tarts, but Pop-Tart is a name brand. It's made by Kellogg's, but it's a brand. They're actually called hand pies. Why? Because you can fit the entire pie in your hand. And we're gonna make those. We're gonna make cherry ones, and they're gonna be amazing. I know because I made them. I've made wild berry ones already, and I'll show you pictures of them tomorrow. But I've already made wild berry ones for a beautiful cake, which I'll also show you a picture of. And this go around, I thought I'd try some cherry hand pies, which turned out very well. I already shot the video for them. I'm so excited to show it to you because the cherry filling was kind of new to me, even though the crust was the same I used with the wild berry. Not a lot of work, a little bit of time, but well worth the effort. You'll never eat a store-bought hand pie again as long as you live, I guarantee it. But anyhow, tonight's discussion is the enchilada casserole in the slow cooker. Let me know. So now I am going to go take this all to the dinner table where we can eat, all 6 of us, and enjoy some company and some time. So, till tomorrow, I love you. I love you very much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else you love them. You love them very much. It's going to make their day a whole lot better. Make some of this casserole and share it with them. It'll let them know that they're really loved, and it'll make them feel good on the inside. And there'll be time for conversation. I think conversation's important right now. Being a good neighbor, checking up on people, bringing them something to eat. So, tomorrow, hand pies. I love you. I'll see you then. All right?